Okay, this one is going to be brief. Just say a few words about Christian spiritualities that are close to nature. And so here are four, and I'll just say a few words on each of them. There's Benedictine spirituality, so the Benedictine monks, that's what I'm referring to. Then there's Celtic spirituality, Franciscan spirituality, and native spirituality. So the Benedictines, the monks, for example, Saint Benedict wrote this rule that is at the center of their life: ora et labora. Ora means prayer, labora means work. So work and pray, or actually pray and work. And so what does this mean? Well, the monks were supposed to be self-sufficient, which means that, some other types of monks depended mostly on charity, but they really came out with the spirituality, the idea, you could say the spirituality of work, to be working the land. And this agriculture also means that you're very sensitive to the rhythms of nature. And that also there's a time for everything, and respecting that time, respecting that rhythm. And so it does give them, the Benedictine monks, a certain outlook on creation, which is very ecological. The Celtic spirituality, when we're, mostly in Ireland, obviously there's Scotland as well. So the Celtic spirituality really gave an interesting twist to the rest of Christianity that we saw in the rest of Europe. When you look at the prayers that are attributed to St. Patrick, St. Patrick's breastplate, for example, you have prayers that are done in the four directions. You have prayers that are done, well, not just the four directions, 6 directions. Left, right, in front, in the back, up and down. And also refers to the wind and the sun, and these, today we call them alternative energies, renewable energies. So the Celtic spirituality is really geared towards the experience in creation, and is quite beautiful and can inspire us for a Christian eco-spirituality. The Franciscans obviously followed St. Francis, developed this fraternity with other creatures, calling them brothers and sisters. There's also with Francis of Assisi this closeness between taking care of the poor and taking care of the ones that are voiceless. So that includes all of those creatures. And what's interesting with Francis of Assisi is that this humbleness, this being so humble that you're not this tyrant going on to some land and destroying it. It's quite the opposite. There's the story of Francis who was given a lamb, and the intention was to kill it and eat it. And the Franciscans and people who followed Francis were generally vegetarian. So Franciscan spirituality can inspire you. And finally, native spirituality. I'm talking about the natives in North America, although it could probably apply to other ones as well. So natives were not influenced by Cartesian thought and the sciences that considered all of creation as being just a bunch of objects. and lost actually that sense of creation, they were still very much embedded, and still are very much embedded in this, in listening to the rhythm in creation and to um, the presence of God in creation and beyond it. And so the natives today are trying to move away from this European Christianity and trying to reaffirm how their traditional spirituality can be coupled with Christianity. Not necessarily syncretism. It's kind of like the Celtic spirituality. It's still profoundly Christian, but there are some things in that spirituality there that can really inspire. And so these are just 4 examples. If you know of other ones, write them in the commentary, so I might be eventually able to add them. And these are just wonderful spiritualities that can help us, and we can pick one of these roads just to go deeper in what the Bible might mean and what the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ might mean for the rest of creation, because these 4 spiritualities have another take on all of this. So it's to be explored for sure, and to nurture our spirituality.